We're live. We are live. Anyway, I'll wait till you guys get in here and join in and comment. Hopefully we have good audio and good video here tonight. I don't have anybody in the house with me tonight, so there's nobody using up the internet juice. It's all mine for this live stream. So if you're around, join in the fun. Okay? I will wait for your comments. And I hope your gardens are growing well. Ours is growing like crazy, and there's lots of stuff in bloom here right now, which is awesome. Good time of the year on Salt Spring Island. I do prefer spring, but you know what? At least at this time of the year, I do not have to water the garden. I've rolled up the hoses until next spring, which is absolutely awesome. Just awesome. I should get a cracker. I feel like I need to eat something, even though I just ate. I had a good day at work. I had a very good day at work. I work with a really good guy, good builder. I'm learning a lot from that guy. I'm not much into building, never really did like building, but the guy I work with is a keen builder, so I'm learning some good tips from him. It's too bad I didn't live in a colder climate. You know, I could build some shelters around my palm trees, and with all the tips that I've learned from him. Because I know people in the East right now are boxing in their palm trees. That's what they're doing. They're boxing in. I've watched a couple of videos now of people in Ontario, Pennsylvania, and other parts unknown in the East are getting ready for winter. Apparently there's a cold blast coming next week to eastern parts and the southeastern states. So hopefully that doesn't pan out. Here, I don't see any cold weather in sight. It's just seasonal stuff. So that's okay. And as you know, I did plant a date palm recently, and I did cover it. I put a little plastic cover over top of it. A crappy little shelter. Hopefully it makes it through the winter. If we have a mild winter, it should be good. If it gets too cold, I will just wrap it with some burlap. That's what I'll do. Put some burlap around it or bubble plastic. We'll see. Anyway, don't be shy. Come in and say hi. It's a good day. It's a good evening to do a live stream. Hopefully you guys have hit Tic Tacs. Remember those things? My mom used to always carry those things in her purse. Back in the 70s. These are made in Italy. Very quiet out there right now. Nobody in YouTube land. I'm only going to do this for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to close her down. I've actually been neglecting the live streams on this channel. I've been doing them on Jungle Joe C Video Gates, my other YouTube channel. I get a lot of people into radios that like to go into the live streams there. Got all these pens and half of them don't work. They run out of ink. I'm going to go 10 minutes, then I'm going to shut her down. I really enjoy my job. You know, I got this part-time job, and I only work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Absolutely awesome, man. A really good retirement job. I'm glad Wendy pushed me to get the retirement job. You know, the manager came up and asked me if I was interested. That was in the spring. Early on in the spring, I think it was. And I definitely thought about it. Thought it'd be a good place to work. My oldest son worked there. So anyway, Wendy pushed me. I threw in a resume. They got back to me. So I'm on my third week now on that job. And it's really a fun place to work. Good people to work for. They look after their employees. A really good company. And that's sometimes hard to find in this day and age, right? People that actually give a crap. 5 more minutes, folks. 5 more minutes. And then I won't have to talk to myself here anymore. It is quiet out there in YouTube land. It's like turning on the radio sometimes when there's no skip in there. Nobody to talk to. And I know some of you guys will probably see this later on after I've done my live stream and say, darn, I missed the live stream. I put the thumbnail on this live stream I took a couple of weeks ago. It was in a garden on Salt Spring Island, and you can see it's a very large Camarops humulus. There's some nice Camarops humulus palms. They have a proven track record on our island, like Trachycarpus palms. So that's a really good one to grow. They don't mind our wet, cool winters, believe it or not. We grow a lot of Mediterranean plants here. You know, we got olives. Speaking of olives, I'll get back to that. We have cistus, we have olives, we have Mediterranean fan palms. You know, we have Cytisus battenderii, which is the pineapple broom that grows up in the Atlas Mountains of Morocco. So there's a lot of really cool plants from drier climates that actually work here. It's probably because our summers, spring and summers, are very dry. Winters are cool and wet. But yesterday, Wendy informed me that they harvested the olives. It was our olive harvesting time on Salt Spring Island. And you know what? They pick all of those olives by hand. And I drove past there the other day when we were at the Hawaiian Grave Walk, and they do actually have an olive oil processing plant on Salt Spring Island at the olive farm. And so they squish down all those olives and they make olive oil, which is cool. They're absolutely beautiful trees. You'd have to see it. If you ever visit Salt Spring Island, you can go wine tasting here. There's vineyards. We have a lot of vineyards. And down on the south end slopes, as you head down into the Fulford Valley, you got the vineyards, and across the street you have the olive farm. Take note of that and go wine tasting. They have good wine here. They have Gary Oaks Vineyards. They have Salt Spring Vineyards. There's a few other vineyards. There's a North End Vineyard here, just down the road from us. And then there's another one in town that's been there a long time. It used to be called Mistaken Identity. I forget the name of it. They've changed the name. It's new owners, but they have really good wine here. Really good port. They make blackberry port. One of them. They also have a place here called Salt Spring Shine that makes gin and vodka. And then they also have two cideries that make apple, pear, peach cider and stuff like that. Two big cideries. So, and a brewery. I mean, I'm not a big drinker, really. I have a beer once in a while when it's a hot summer day, but I mean, I couldn't care less if I had another beer to the next hot summer day. That's how little I actually have beer. So I mostly drink water. That's what I drink. Water. Lots of water. Anyway, guys, come on in. Don't be shy. We got 0 watchers, 0 thumbs up. It is a quiet evening on YouTube. And yet I'm still babbling away for 2 more minutes. Maybe I'll go to 12 minutes. We'll give her 5 more minutes and we'll see. Somebody might come sneaking through. Kind of like one of the guys I talked to on the radio. I can always count on him. He calls himself Missouri Moonshiner. He says, just sneaking on through. Love that guy. Great guy. And I talked to him quite a bit on one of the lower channels. Anyway, if you guys are into radios, check out my other channel, Jungle Joe C Video Gates. Check out Wendy's channel, Golf Island Rock. She's been uploading videos on there too, right? She got a lot of videos on Golf Island Rock. Golf, like our islands, Golf Islands, Island Rock. So 1 word and 2 words. I think it's bad timing tonight here. 7:12. Okay, so most people are probably 2 or 3 hours ahead of me. You guys are probably in bed, right? I go to bed at around 9 o'clock. I start work at 9 o'clock too. There we go. I'm going to be getting certified to drive pallet truck tomorrow. Pallet jack tomorrow. Oh, cool. The power jack. Right on. Cool. I've used those many times. I used to drive Freightliner, big truck. I got my air brakes license, so I used to use those things all the time. Those are fun. And forklifts too. I used to have to do the forklift as well because I had to load the truck and then I had to unload the truck. I'd get in sometimes at 9:30 at night and I'd have to unload everything. It was like that kind of sucked. I was really tired. It was a long day. I get on the early ferry to over to the mainland, the 6:15 ferry, do my run all day. I'd be driving, and then I'd be back on the south end ferry. Coming to the south end, it'd be the 9 o'clock ferry, the last ferry from Vancouver Island. Then I'd have to drive up island, Salt Spring Island, to where I had to take the truck and then unload it. This isn't a truck. It's a pallet. Yeah, I know. Yeah. It is. I know a pallet jack. Yeah, you stand on it. And it's a pallet jack. And you got to be careful with those things too. Kind of like with the forklifts. Can be very dangerous. So It's good that you are getting to be a certified to drive a pallet jack. I know exactly what they are. They're electric. Most of them are electric, and you just stand on the back of them, right? You can lift your pallets up and down. Cool. I'm going to be pulled orders. Pulled orders. Oh, yeah, yeah. Electric are good. Yeah. Ours was electric too. A forklift I used to drive. I mean, I haven't worked there 20 something years, right? Because I was at Parks a couple. So that was it was electric as well, but it was a super old pallet jack, man. It was so, or not pallet jack, forklift that we had. Yeah, but I think most of them are electric. You just plug them in overnight, and then the next day it's probably charged all day for you, right? Yeah, we had a pallet jack too, just the crank up one, but yours is automatic, which is even better. It's good when you make good money, man. Awesome, good, very very good. Better to make good money than not, right? Especially in this day and age, cost of living is high. That's why I'm so grateful I got this part-time job. It's the 30% off groceries really helps, and then the full benefits too. That's after 3 months, the full benefits, but 30% off groceries is awesome because it is a big grocery chain. So, and yeah, the money's really good too for a part-time job. So I'm not going to complain. And Wendy does work. She does property management, and then she works at another big inn on the south end of Salt Spring Island. But she's off for the winter. They close for the winter, and then she goes back in May. But yeah, she makes bigger dough than I make. I think she makes about $40 an hour, something like that. So, which is pretty good money. And then Wendy makes a bag load with the accommodations. I look funny. Put a wig on. I don't want a wig. I look funny. Why do I look funny? I would never wear a wig. In fact, I'd be like wearing a hat in a hot sunny day. No way, man. No wig. No wig, man. Not for this guy. There are guys. Oh, the glasses, so I can see. Well, you got to remember, I had 2 eye plants. I had 2 lens implants, man. Yeah, I can't see this. If I take these off, it's blurry. Well, I can see Palm Nation in blue. You know, the farther I go back, the easier it is to read. But when I'm this distance, I actually have to wear these reading glasses. And you know what? These are not my prescription glasses. These ones I bought at Staples. These are my prescription glasses. I have to have them to read, man. I still got to go for another eye checkup too. Actually, I should clean these lenses. These are the prescription glasses. So the glasses I have on are worth about maybe $35. These ones here are about $500. So let's see if there's a difference in what I can see. If I can see any better with my prescription glasses. Clean them. Let's see now. Oh yeah. Those are my prescription glasses right there. I bought a 2014 Escape, basically brand new, 50,000 miles. Oh yeah, right on. That's not 50K miles. That's not a lot of miles. That's nothing. Wendy's vehicle, she bought a 2018 Toyota Hybrid RAV4, and it has let's just see, 50 something thousand miles on it too. It's still under warranty. I bought a 2017 Ford Escape, basically. No, it's an SUV. Oh, it's an SUV. Oh, Escape. Okay, cool. That's what Wendy has, an SUV. SUVs are good. All-wheel drive. She got an all-wheel drive hybrid. Gets 816 miles per tank full. 816. So it's not electric. You don't plug it in. You know what a hybrid is, right? It's got a battery, but it's also got an engine. So it goes into hybrid mode when it needs to be in hybrid mode. So yeah, I looked that one up. It goes 816 miles per tank, which is pretty good. So she just sold her Honda CRV, which is an SUV. She had about a dozen people wanting to buy that thing. She bought it new. Yours is pure gas. Yeah. Well, hers is gas too, but it's a hybrid. You know what I mean? It's not like the ones you plug in. I don't know about electric vehicles, man. I don't know. I think, everybody thinks they're saving the freaking planet with these electric vehicles. But in order to put that, to make a battery, it's got lithium in it and all that other stuff. They actually have to mine it out of the earth. In order to get hydroelectric power here, you have to dam up places and pour tons of concrete and flood land. And they think they're saving the planet, right? Those batteries are extremely dangerous. Yes. And when you can only charge a battery so many times. People don't realize that. So it's like an iPhone or a flashlight. you can only charge them so many times, then you cannot charge them anymore. Like I noticed my camera batteries, they're starting to they're not holding a charge anymore, because I've charged them too many times. So I heard when a Nissan Leaf, the battery goes on it, it's something like $18,000 to buy a battery. So can you imagine how much it would be to buy a battery for a Tesla? It's probably 20 grand or so, I bet you, to buy a battery for a Tesla. So how do you know how much charge is left in someone's car if they're selling it? Like, say somebody's selling a Nissan Leaf or a Tesla. How do you know? Like, how many kilometers or miles are on your vehicle? You can tell, right? But how many charges are left in that battery if you buy a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old Tesla or Leaf? We don't know. And yeah, and where do you dispose of lithium ion batteries? Do you remember those iPhones were catching on fire on the airplanes? That's where what were those ones that were catching on fire? I forget the name. Was it Samsung? I think they were Samsung. And those were those lithium ion batteries. And there was a fire recently. And when I say recently, it was probably about 6 or 8 months ago. Somebody told me they saw a electric car on fire. Can you imagine that? It's like, that's pretty scary, man. And it's probably hazardous, right? Like it probably is toxic. I'll tell you something interesting. So I have an e-bike. Wendy has an e-bike. I have an e-bike. And you know what? They would not bring it on the ferry. The courier service, FedEx, refused to deliver our e-bike on the ferry because it had a lithium ion battery, which is weird because I can go for a bike ride and take it on the ferry. But the FedEx refused to ship our e-bike because of the battery in it. So the battery on our e-bike is probably, it's not that big. It's probably about maybe like this and probably, about like this. And so it must be pretty dangerous if FedEx refused to ship my bike. I had to actually go to Victoria and pick it up. They said they were going to ship it. And they said, no, dangerous goods. So what makes them so dangerous? Lithium ion batteries are stored in DC because, they're explosive. So they explode. Really? And what makes them explode? Like, do they explode without warning, or like what is it? Is it if they catch on fire? Like, can they just explode? Heat. Ah, I see. So if somebody had their car stored in heat makes them combust. I wouldn't want that, man. So on a hot day in Arizona, let's just say in a hot day in Arizona, I like the British flag. Yeah, that's not British. That is Hawaiian. That's a Hawaiian flag, but it does have the British Union Jack in it for sure. So good eye. You know what? So say, Zach, you're in Arizona and it's 120 degrees Fahrenheit, and you had your rechargeable, your battery powered car in a garage, and the garage heated up to say, and it wasn't insulated, your garage heated up to say 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Could that car possibly explode? And if so, I wouldn't want it, man. That's pretty scary stuff. I don't, you know what? They always, people think they're the cat's meow. Your house would oh, is that right? It would actually blow the house up. It's that powerful because they're big batteries, right? I haven't seen one, but I'm guessing they're big batteries. Wow. Yeah. So privilege, that is a Hawaiian flag from the Sandwich Islands. Wow. That's crazy, man. Yeah. So I said to Wendy, and she would not get an electric car. She says, no, she looked at the hybrids. Batteries, when they are shorted inside, if not heat itself. Yeah, but we're talking about lithium ion, though. Lithium ion batteries. Hey, Palm Nation, they go with heat, right? Have to Google that. I don't know much about lithium ion batteries. I know they're hard to they're not easy to dispose of. And an electric car, that's something I need to Google. How many times can you charge a Tesla before it doesn't hold a charge as much anymore? You know what I mean? I'm curious because I've had, matter of fact, our Motorola little walkie-talkies, they wouldn't hold a charge anymore because we charged them for so many years. I had them for like 12 years, maybe no more than that, probably 13 years. They wouldn't hold a charge. Standard battery in a laptop. Yes. And lithium ion batteries expand from heat and eventually explode. Reason damn it isn't allowed to go over. Oh, wow. 73. And that's not very warm. 73 degrees Fahrenheit. So what do you guys do with them, Palm Nation? What do you guys do with those batteries when you get a ton of lithium ion batteries? Do you take them to a place that recycles them? I'm curious. Or, I mean, you can't just throw them in the garbage dump. I'm curious. He works in the plant. He does work in the plant. Just a minute. I think Zach does deal with him. Palm Nation does deal with him. I got to see this lithium ion battery. How many times can you charge a Tesla battery? Let's see. I'm very curious here. 15. No way. 1,500 charge. 15, a minimum lifespan of 15. You know what it says? It says a Tesla battery has a minimum lifespan of 1,500 charges. 1,500 charges, which translate into standard range plus. Wow, that's very interesting. Charge limit. That's really interesting. Minimum 1,500. Hello and on and on. Good to see you in there. I haven't seen you for a while. I decided to do a live stream here. So, yeah, Privilege. I think Privilege lives in Belgium, and it isn't Bigfoot. I checked out their YouTube channel. I did check out their YouTube channel. I don't think he's a troll or she's a troll. So you can only charge them a minimum of 1,500 times. So I know it's a costly procedure to get a new battery for a Tesla. That's what I heard. So no electric vehicle for me. And anyway, Wendy's happy with her hybrid. I did like her Honda CRV. She bought her CRV brand new in 2006. It's in mint shape, totally mint shape, all-wheel drive, V6. But the problem is it's harder on gas. That's the only reason she wanted a hybrid. So with the hybrid, she's going to save money in the long run, I guess. And I think eventually you probably do have to change the battery in a hybrid. And I think that probably cost a few $1,000 to change a hybrid battery. So it's a hybrid RAV4 all-wheel drive Toyota SUV. It's pretty cool. It's got the XM satellite radio in there I really like. And man, there's just so many channels on that thing. It's probably got like 200 freaking channels on that XM satellite radio. But I think it's like a subscription. It runs out in a year. So when you buy a new vehicle, they give you this subscription to the XM, Sirius XM satellite. And, you know, there's comedy on it and everything. And, you know, I'm not into high-tech stuff. Really, I'm not into high-tech stuff. But the thing is nice because it's got the backup camera in it. So when you're backing up, you can see behind you. It's got the GPS in there and heated steering wheel, heated seats, sunroof. It's like fully loaded. She wanted a fully loaded. She says, "This is going to be my last car." I says, "Whatever. You're driving it." You know, my Mazda B2300 pickup truck has freaking crank up windows, man. It's old school. It's 2010, but it's crank up windows. I ordered an Aptera. I enjoy my gas guzzlers too. Yeah. And quiet operation of the EVs is great. Yeah, for me, repairably, the quiet operation EVs is great. I ordered an Aptera. I enjoy my gas guzzlers too. Repairability and quiet. Yeah, well, there's less things to go wrong, I hear, on an electric vehicle. And there's tons of them. Our island has so many electric vehicles. I bet you on our island, there's probably close to 500 electric vehicles. So cars, there's some SUVs, there's electric trucks, and there's also lots of electric bicycles, tons of electric bicycles. So, yeah, and we have charging stations everywhere. There are charging stations all over Salt Spring Island. It's a super green island, so people are really pushing the electric vehicles. Aptera, I'm not sure what an Aptera is. Sounds kind of cool, though. What is it? Is it like an SUV? And my truck is really easy on gas. My little Mazda B2300 has a 4-cylinder in it. It's 5-speed. And I bought it when it had 30,000 miles on it under warranty from a guy that really took care of it. And I love it. I love my little Mazda. It's in mint shape. And like I say, Wendy's Honda CRV was in mint shape too, but I'm gonna miss it, man. I'm gonna miss her Honda CRV. It was a really good vehicle. She just put brand new tires on it, brand spanking new tires, and she just had new brakes put in it in the spring. So, but anyway, her new car is pretty fancy schmancy for her, and that's what she wanted. She said, "That's it, Joe. That's my last vehicle." Asked her as a tricycle aerodynamic weirdo that goes 40 miles. No way. Well, that's kind of cool. Oh, I know. I think they have those. They have those on Salt Spring Island. I see guys riding those things around, but I don't know if they're solar though. I have to look it up. I'm going to look that up and see if it's the same type. Aptera. So it's kind of like a bicycle. Aptera. Let's see. Oh, cool. No, that's totally different, man. That's like really space age. Whoa. That is cool. That looks like something out of Star Wars, dude. Oh, man. What the? That is wild. I have never seen anything like that before. I'm looking at Google Images of an Aptera.